Banner Hour Sports Show, alongside with one of our co-hosts, Kia Lyons. And a big shout out to Kia for setting this up. Truly an honor to have Dexter McCluster, a former NFL running back.
Yes.
He went to Ole Miss for college from Florida. He played for the Chiefs, Titans, Chargers. He also played in the CFL, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. Toronto Argonauts. Yeah.
So we're going to get to all of that. And obviously your inspiring family, your story. Now, after your football career, now you're coaching kids and you're big into fitness. And that's a big thing now in this generation. Making sure the kids stay active. And it's truly an honor to have you on the show. And first of all, how are you and your family doing so far today?
I'm doing good, man. First and foremost, I appreciate you guys, even reaching out to me, because I'm a guy that, I want to tell my story. I write my story every single day. So thank y'all for the platform and the opportunity. But to answer your question, my family's good. My wife, my beautiful wife, my 4 daughters, life is good, man. I'm enjoying what I'm doing right now. So I really feel like I'm living in my true purpose right now after ball.
That's amazing, Dexter. I'm so excited to hear your story. And first, I would love for you to share the playground story, where the other day with the little kid on the playground.
Yeah. So before I tell the story, so I actually the father found me on Instagram. So we kind of connected through that. So somebody might have told him. But anyways, I'm always in the park training the youth. My football guys. Pretty much every single day. And I randomly looked over to the playground and I saw a Run DMC Ole Miss shirt on with my cartoon character on the front. So I'm like, that's pretty cool right there, right? So I was like, you know what? I don't want to be the creep and just walk over to the playground and not know where the pants are, and they might get the wrong impression, right? So I was like, you know what? I'll leave it alone. If it's meant to be, before I leave, it'll happen. So I took my guys to the hill. We finished our hill runs and our change of direction type of deal. And I'm walking to the car, and just so happened they're walking to their car as well. So I said, you know what? I have to say something. So I was like, I said, hey, where'd you get that shirt? And he was like, I don't know. And I was like, do you know who that is on the shirt? And he was like, no. And I was like, it's me. And he was like, oh, for real? Like, yeah. So we took a picture. The parents, they're whispering amongst each other, like, who's this guy? Like, who is this guy? Right. And long story short, I get home after the picture, I posted it. And I shared that story, what you're talking about, what you saw on Instagram. And the dad reached out and was like, hey, my son, he must have forgot, but he came out to your football camp back in June, and you gave him that shirt, and when he got home, he was so excited. So that was big, but it was more so big to me. It put a smile on my face, right? Because, it shows me I'm in the right direction at what I'm doing.
Awesome.
That's absolutely. Cool. It's so awesome when you can connect one-on-one and have those magical moments. Right. I'm so glad that you had that.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Hey, they keep me going, man. So you know what? If I was having a bad day that day, it turned my frown upside down.
Absolutely.
Or right side up, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so I want to start off. Obviously, you grew up in Florida, Largo, Florida. What was it like as a kid growing up in Florida? And when did you start getting interested in playing football? And did you have any role models growing up, especially at the running back position?
Right. First and foremost, I'm going to get this out of the way. It's not Key Largo, it's Largo. I know you said it right. But I'm just, for the people out there, is that Key Largo? No, just regular Largo. But yes, a small city right outside of Tampa. That's why when people ask where I'm from, I say, either Tampa or right outside Tampa, because I know they're going to know what Tampa is, if anything, right? So I grew up outside of their small town, and I think when I was able to walk, I had a football in my hand. It's a picture that I have at my granny's house. I was like 3 years old in a sailor suit, and I had a football in my hand. So it was almost, I was destined to play this game, right? So at the age of 7, I really realized that, I love this game, and my parents saw that as well. And I wasn't old enough yet to play tackle football, and I did not want to play flag football because, again, I was a little guy, but I felt like, I was just as big as the other guys and I can do it, right? So we made some tweaks, and once they saw me run a little bit, they were like, okay, well, this guy can play in full pass. So I actually started playing at 7 years old, man, in full pass, a year earlier. But I think it helped me out as far as that toughness part of everything.
Where did that speed come from?
That speed, man, I mean, either it's genetics, but guess what, man? Florida boys, I think it's something in the water, man. It's something in Florida water that makes us, natural born speedsters. Growing up around the beach, the sands, it's just beautiful out there. So why not be fast, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I feel like sometimes I can't keep up with my legs. You know what I mean? I want to run fast, but then it's like I run out of steam. You're incredible. Your speed's incredible.
And the coach and me, the reason your legs aren't keeping up because you're not pumping those arms fast enough. So the faster you pump those arms, those legs will keep up.
Okay. Well, I feel like my steam, like me.
Right.
I don't know. I'm gonna pump the arms though. I'm pumping the arms.
Yes, please do. Yeah.
I'm pumping. You're the pro.
Sidebar.
You're the pro. So tell me, starting at age 7, which is amazing, and I know that your 4 daughters, you work with them, and it's beautiful to see. So starting at age 7, you had to have had such and have such a passion. Was there? I know there's always sacrifice, but tell us about doing that from that young of an age. What was your mindset like?
Yeah, honestly, I think my mindset at that age, that 7-year-old, 8, 9, 10, whatever it was, at that age, I had the mindset that I have right now today. I probably wasn't as mature, but I knew what I wanted. I knew what I had to do to get it. And I knew I had to outwork everybody out there, because at a young age, they see this little, small, skinny guy, like, yeah, right, he can't play football. And then, when they actually see it, it's like, oh my gosh, like, how is he even doing that? And I think that just fueled me throughout my career, and just like stayed with me even after the game now, man. It's just, and what I instill in my girls, I want them to just work hard. No matter what you do, just work for it, and don't be afraid to, fail, because if you do, it's okay to give you another opportunity to shake back, bounce back, and see what happens. So at a young age, I guess I was just, I don't know, God blessed me just to have that fire, that it, right? Whatever that it is. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. So I want to ask you about your college recruiting process, and obviously, did you get any other than Ole Miss? Did you get any offers from Florida or Florida State or UCF? So what made you choose Ole Miss? Take me.
So I was fully committed to South Florida, right there in Tampa, University of South Florida, and all the way up to my senior year, I knew I wanted to go there. I had just had my first daughter, and I was like, I want to stay home, so I'm in Tampa. I wanted to go to Florida State, growing up. I always wanted to go to Florida State. That was always it, right? So I went to a few Florida State camps, went to a Florida camp, University of Florida, and they all said I was too small, but they loved the fact that I could play cornerback, just a natural athlete. And I was out there jumping, making plays and stuff like that. But I knew in my heart that I was a running back. I'm an offensive guy, a receiver, whatever. Like defense, that's not me. I probably could have did it with my athleticism and just my grit and my grind and my will to want to, make sure I can make it happen. But I was always an offensive guy. So I kind of shunned away from those guys, again, committed to South Florida. But Ed Ogeron, the head coach for LSU now, he was at Ole Miss, and he called me with that Cajun voice. Hey, Dexter, hey, how's Mama and Papa doing? I know you committed to South Florida, but I would like you to just come take a visit to Ole Miss and just see what happens. And I was like, you know what? I haven't went on any trips. I might as well just use one, even though I know I'm going to Tampa. Why not have a free trip? So get to Ole Miss, me and my dad, and first time flying on a plane, so that was scary. Get down to Ole Miss, and it was a culture shock, man. It was beautiful. It was something I've never seen before. And I went to thinking to myself, I'm not going to see this back home in Tampa, because I'm going to see the same thing I grew up in all the time. So, talk to the coaches, talk to some of the players there, and just had a real good feeling about it. So I get back on the plane, and before we took off to go back home, I said, Dad, I think I know where I want to go. And he was like, where? And I was like, Ole Miss. Wow. And he was like, well, if you want to go there, this is your decision, the biggest decision of your life. I'm behind you 100%, right? But I rewind back. The reason I even took the recruiting visit was Ed Ogeron came in my living room. Him and Hugh Freeze came in my living room. And Coach O, with his injury, he had me ready to play a game in the living room. We're throwing pillows around, just saying I remind him of Reggie Bush. So I was feeling good. Wow. He had the recruiting process down pat. So that's what got me down there. But it was just a big culture shock, and I knew that was the place to be, and it worked out.
Wow.
That's amazing. I love that story. I love that you put it out there, that you follow your heart, and you were like, you know what, I'm sticking to my guns, running back, that's me. And I'm going to go, I'm going to take the trip. And then you made the decision on the spot, even with the culture shock. That's amazing. So I applaud that. That's bravery. And especially I was scared.
Again, I had just had a daughter, right?
Exactly.
So I'm
that's what I was
17
going to say.
old,
It's like, once you become a parent, it's like everything changes. Tell me about what it was like to go to rookie, like to be a rookie, to be far away from home. What was the next step like once you made that decision? What was that experience like?
Yeah, so I knew once I made the decision to go to Ole Miss, I knew I was going to be far from my parents. So like when they left me, when they dropped me off and finally went back home, I literally cried and did push-ups that whole night, that whole day in the dorm room, right? But I knew that I had the support system as far as with my daughter. She was going to be okay, right? And it was new to me because at the end of the day, I was 17, so I was still pretty much a baby myself, right? So I had a good support system to kind of help me and guide me through the things to where when I was in college, in school, I didn't have the things to worry about. Okay, is my daughter okay? What's going on? Because I knew that she was okay because of my family that stepped up and helped me out. So I really had no pressure. The only pressure I had was making sure I got my grades right and doing the best I can on the football field, which turned out to be just something special.
Wow. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just curious for you. Obviously, you committed to UCF. Was it tough decommitting from UCF? What was the message to them when you said you're going to Ole Miss?
So again, I'm 17 years old. So like, I'm totally scared to even tell anybody that what, I'm not gonna go here. I changed my mind, right? So that's where my dad came into play because West Virginia came into the picture too as well towards the end. Did you go there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So for psychology, and then I went to design school.
Yeah, so they came in the picture at the end, and I was, I guess I wasn't being totally upfront with them. I would say, yeah, I'll come, but I knew I wasn't going, right? So then when it came down to it, I actually told West Virginia, I was like, hey, coach, I'm gonna go to Ole Miss, and like I forgot who it was I was talking to, but the things he was saying, he should have said to a 17-year-old. It wasn't no curse words or anything, but it's like I felt like, oh my God, like, here, Dad, get the phone, right? But I totally get it now because I mean it's an aggressive business and you want to get the best of the best, the cream of the crop, So with that, so my dad, South Florida, he just called him and said, hey, we appreciate everything that you guys offer, and for him to have the opportunity to come there and play running back, but it's his decision. I'm behind him, and he wants to decommit and go to Ole Miss, and that was pretty cool. That transition was okay. They kept trying a little bit, which is I didn't blame him, but my dad pretty much handled that part of it. He did the hard part for me. So he was my agent before the agent, if that makes sense.
That's the way. That's the way. And tell us how it felt from the naysayers to following your heart and going, to Ole Miss, and then were you second round draft pick?
Yeah, second round.
Like, how does that feel? How was that moment?
It felt good, man, because I'm in college now. Everybody know what I did in high school, so now I'm in college. Can he be the same guy? Is he too small for the SEC? That's what everybody's saying. Is he too fragile? But to me, I didn't bat an eye, right? I went out there ready to go, and actually in my first college game, I scored my first NFL touchdown. So it's like that was kind of the spark to Dexter McCluster's college career. Yeah, awesome. So I got hurt a little bit, like maybe game 6, and then sophomore year had a couple of injuries. So it's like, oh wow, everybody's saying it might be true. He might be a little too fragile. He's showing stuff at little glimpses of what he can do, what he can be, but it's not consistent enough. And when Coach Houston Nutt came from Arkansas, that it changed my life and my career totally. When he got there, his brother, I believe, Danny Nutt. We were in spring summer workouts, and I was running 110s, and he came to me at the practice and he said, "Hey, Clust." I said, "Yeah." He said, "You ever played any running back?" I said, "All my life." And he was like, "All right, I'm gonna talk to my brother, and I'm gonna get back with you." And next thing you know, I was in the running back room, and from transitioning from running wide receiver to back to running back, it was a dream come true, man. So my game just elevated because I was in my natural realm. I was at that running back position, something I've done all my life. Wow. And I don't want to toot my own horn, but this little guy right here that a lot of people doubted was the first person in SEC history.
Wow.
75 years plus to rush for over 1,000 yards and receive for over 500 in a single season. So that's one thing I can tell my kids, that Daddy was the first to ever do. That's amazing. 75 plus years. It's a lot of Hall of Famers, a lot of great running backs, receiver, whatever, that came through the SEC over the 75 plus years. And here, this little guy right here was the first to ever do something like that. So that was pretty dope. And then now, this October 4th and 5th, I believe, I'm getting inducted into the Cotton Bowl Hall of Fame. I was actually on the ballot from last year. Thank you. I was on the ballot last year, but with COVID and everything hitting, they put on the back burner. So I cross my fingers, hope in a couple months I'll be in the Cotton Bowl Hall of Fame. So it was cool. It was
Yay,
so just look
we're gonna watch.
Yeah, please do. So if you're in Dallas, it's free. If you're in Dallas, it's in the AT&T Stadium. So if you're down there on October 4th and 5th, man, pull up.
All right.
Look, Nathan's all over it. He is
a
Dallas fan too.
I'm a Cowboy fan, so.
Are you? Oh, so it works out. And Jerry Jones is getting inducted into the same class, so it's going to be pretty cool. Yeah.
That's amazing. And bowls are like such huge energy. You're such a big energy. I love it.
Yeah.
I would love to see your 4 girls, your wife with you surrounding. It's going to be awesome.
Right. That's why when people see, they be like, man, like, how do you do it? I said, man, I have enough energy for you and anybody else in the room. I mean, yeah. And it's awesome. It's contagious. It's genuine. You know what I mean? So that's why I think that, everything thus far after football has kind of been, I wouldn't say a breeze. It's been tough, because you used to so much structure throughout the years of playing football. It's all from 7 all the way to 32 or 31, whatever. When I did retire officially, so that's all I knew. So it's like, okay, what's next? So I'm thankful that I'm in the position I'm in now, a year and a half later.
Yeah. So congrats again on the Cotton Hall of Fame, and but I want to ask you about your draft experience. Obviously, Kia brought it up for round 2,
second round,
36 by the Kansas City Chiefs, and what a perfect situation for you to start your career, because you got Todd Haley as a coach, who's offensive genius, and then you got Matt Castle as a quarterback. Just take me to the draft experience. What was the call like getting from Todd Haley and the front office and the owners? Yeah,
so projection, they had me projected to go about 5th round. But something in me, I don't know what it was, but something in me was like, there's no way, because I know what I was able to accomplish while I've been here on this college level, right? So I knew maybe 1st round, maybe not, but maybe so. You didn't know, right? So the first night of the draft, we were at my house back in my hometown and just kind of watching it. I really didn't have any expectations, but I knew that, hey, I possibly could squeeze in there. I never lost hope, right? So the first day, nothing happened, right? So the second day, I had a choice. I was like, okay, well, do I keep this camera crew? Because I rented out an event. Because I was like, you know what? I know I'm going 2nd or 3rd round, so I'm gonna get these local newspapers and camera crews to come out. So I rented out a venue, maybe 15, 20 minutes from my hometown. Had the camera crews there. All my family from Orlando, from Atlanta, from everywhere, my hometown, were there. So here I am. I'm in my suit. I got my parents around with my agent, and they're making their picks, and I'm so nervous. Like, wow, I hope I'm just sitting here, and then I don't get picked, so my family's here, and I'm gonna be crushed, and it's gonna be a woe it's me type of deal, right? And my phone rang early. Like, I think I was the 36th pick overall. So it's rang early. Yeah, rang early, and it was a blocked number. So I looked at my agent. I say, should I answer this? I think I had a Nokia too as well on that. So yeah, so he was like, yeah, answer it. So I picked up, and it was like, hello. I was like, hello, how you doing? He was like, is this Dexter? I said, yeah. And he was like, do you know who this is? I said, no. And then he went on to say, this is Todd Haley and Todd Haley, I'm sorry. Yeah. And our general manager on the phone saying, hey, we're gonna pick you this round. Congratulations, we're excited about it. Enjoy your family. We can't wait to get you down. So I hung up. It's like a big weight was off my shoulder. And I gave my parents a nod and got the call, and everybody just went crazy. And it was a wonderful experience to have my family, my friends, everybody enjoying that moment with me. And I was looking forward to it. And when I got there, like you said, that was probably like the best place for me to land coming out of the draft, man. Like, Kansas City really changed my life, and it was the right fit for me. Yeah.
That's so amazing. Tell us about how you have this incredible connection to the mindset of just knowing and believing and being in touch with what you visualize when there's hard times, or when you faced an injury, like when you first got to Ole Miss and you did the push-ups. Tell us, do you have anything that you keep around you to keep any memorabilia or anything that you look at to get you through the hard times, or is it an internal prompt?
I think it's more of an internal deal. I'm thinking starting at a young age, because I knew the type of athlete I was, but was never really given a fair shake at things. So everything that I did, from every level, from Pop Warner, Little League, to high school, to whatever it may be, I had to work for every single thing. That's why when I sit back and I show my younger guys, highlights on YouTube of me running the ball at Ole Miss or in the NFL, and we sit there and watch film and we study it, right? And I tell them, I say, look, everything that you're seeing right now, I literally had to scratch, claw, dig and make a way out of nothing sometimes because I wasn't given a fair opportunity. So I knew within me, if you give me that opportunity, I'm going to make sure that I'm not denied. I'm going to make sure that I do something that's going to make a lasting impression. So with the guys that I train now, I train more of the mind, just the mindset, it's not going to always be, clean. It's not going to always be, easy. It's going to be tough. You're going to fail. You're going to fall down, but it's always better when you fight for it, because when you come from something that you really had to really real deal work to get, you never lose that. You always have that chip to where I can carry this on from football. I can carry this on in life in general, to where, you know what, it's not going to be, a one-way easy street. You're going to have bumps. You're going to have lefts. You're going to have rights. But if you got the mindset to physically, and you have to really believe it now. You can't really just say it. You have to believe it. You got that mindset, you can accomplish anything that you set your mind to. Anything.
Well, your family, your players, I mean, they're so lucky to have you. You're an inspiration, and you've proved it. You've proved your greatness. I can't wait for October. I'm so
it's gonna be fun.
It's awesome.
I got to make sure I get my suit tailored just right.
Hopefully, you want to make the trip down there, Kia?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
your story is such a great story because you went through such adversity, because you proved yourself, because people verbally said, I don't know. And you were like, wait, I know. And not only did you show it, but you had the passion behind it. So it's so great to teach the kids that. That is amazing.
Yeah. So I like I said, it's not all about sports when I talk to them, And I had some of my parents, they're like, man, I don't care if you move 10 hours away, we're coming, because they believe in it. And every athlete, or I don't just train athletes, I train, the everyday want to get fit person, just want to be healthy. So I'm all around the board. I always had a way of motivating, being that spark, having a way to get them to believe. And I think, everybody that works with me, they believe because they see me give 110% from this guy to this guy to this guy until it can be, I can start at 9 o'clock, 5 or 9 o'clock in the morning. 5 o'clock, I still have that same energy. You have that same guy because everybody deserves that same energy, right? So I think that's why, man, they'll drive anywhere to come to me, and the world needs to know that.
Yeah, they got to learn to harness
utilize it. Yeah.
Well, I want to say, I see the man cave. I have a friend who runs a man cave for pro sports players and high performance individuals, and I know that he would love to have you on his man cave private group. So he would love to have
that'd
you.
That'd be dope. Yeah, just let me know.
Share your story.
Let's set it up. Let's connect it, most definitely. Because again, the reason I'm glad and thankful for you guys to even approach me with this, to share this story, because a lot of people don't know, right? I have a very interesting story, right? But a lot of people don't know. But when you hear it, it's like, wow, like, man, I didn't know that. So thank y'all for the opportunity, the platform to get it out there, man, because the world needs to see it, man, for real.
I'm so grateful. I'm grateful for the NFL alumni Baltimore who posted your picture, and then I saw that.
And you said that was pretty dope. Shout out to them. Yeah. Shout out to them. Yeah.
That's how Kia found your page, and it's just amazing because this is episode 872, and
wow,
we have learned so much with the show, and it's just I'm just honored to have first time stories on our platforms, so so our platform can get your story out there before anybody does. So because I feel like having I'm just honored to have these type of stories on the show, because it's really amazing, and everybody needs to know more about Dexter McCluster, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
It's so
most
special.
Definitely. Thank you.
I want to ask you about your Chiefs experience. What was it like playing Kansas City in front of those fans?
Go Chiefs!
Obviously, Super Bowl champions, and but you played with Matt Castle, Thomas Jones, Wayne Bowe.
My guys.
Yeah, Chris Chambers, and look on the defensive side, Sean Smith, who he was on the show last year. Glenn Dorsey, Mike Rabel, you even played with.
I played with him for 1 year. Yeah, with the Titans.
So and Tom Ali, a great defensive player, Brandon Carr.
Right.
So what was it like, the atmosphere like there?
Man, it was so cool, man. Like even to this day, like the guys you name, every single one of us still keep in touch with each other and still communicate. So it's like a brotherhood, and everything comes back full circle. But just going in as a rookie, Dwayne Bowe was the first one. He was in the locker room, and you walk in the locker room, you're nervous, but you don't want to seem nervous because you gotta be a man about the situation. I'm coming into a locker room, right? So Dwayne, he called me. I was like, hey, you Dexter, right? I was like, yeah. He was like, all right, from here on out, you with me. I was like, cool. So he kind of was showing me the rope, taking me around, making sure that it was a pretty easy transition. And I think, my team, I earned the trust and I earned the respect from my teammates when I got there by the way I practiced, by the way I worked. I had a lot of guys over the years like, hey man, Dex, slow down. We play on Sunday, but I couldn't because my motor is just so much. And if I slow down, then it's not going to get me better. It's not going to get you better. And when I'm in a game, they're like, man, Dex, how are you doing this stuff? It's because I've been doing it all week in practice. Like just the way I prepare, where I approach things. And again, I carry that back on to life in general after football. It just in me, right? So with the guys in the locker room, having some greats like that around you, man, it's fun. You looking up these guys that you watch in college, you watch like, man, like now I'm real deal playing next to these guys. Like Mike Vrabel's right here. Like you said, Dwayne Bowe is right here. B. Carr, EB, we came in together, you know what I mean? So it was a fun atmosphere to be around, and we dang sure had some fun while we were there. Most definitely.
I bet just joining and teaming up with greatness is just even more empowering.
It elevates it, yeah.
Such an energy. What was it like when you put on your uniform for the first time and you were going out with them collectively as a team, as a unit? What was that? What did that feel like?
It is so funny. Like even sitting here right now, like I real deal I feel like I can imagine and feel that moment when I'm standing there. So we're in the tunnel and fans are on both sides. And I'm like, this is really happening. Monday Night Football against the San Diego Chargers.
Wow.
So I'm like, I'm just looking up like, man, like this is it. This is it, man, right? So I was nervous as hell. I was nervous, but I made it, right? So I'm out there. So not even in warm-ups, I want to make sure I'm running all my routes crisp, catching, looking good. I was pumped, ready to go, right? So the game started. We had Javier Arenas. I don't know if you guys remember him from Alabama. Mm-hmm. He was our punt returner. So all week I would catch punts in practice. I was his backup, in case they needed me, because I didn't return punts in college, right? I would just, strictly running back or wide receiver. And the game had went on, and Todd Haley leaned over to our special teams coach and was like, hey, I want to see McCluster return one.
Wow.
And I read his lips, and I was like, did I just read his lips right? Did he want me to go out there and catch a punt? So like now I went into like talking to myself mode. They were like, Dex, just get out there, just catch the ball. All you got to do, just catch it. I don't care if you get in the yard, just catch it, don't drop it. And it had just started to rain just a little bit. It was drizzling. Started to rain, right? So I'm back there. So in practice, I'm taught the driest thing is inside of your thighs, right? So I'm holding that until the punt came. Boom, he punts it up. So the whole time I'm talking to myself in the head, Dex, just catch it. Just catch it. Just catch it. If you want to go back and watch it and kind of hear what I'm saying now, right? So when I caught it, boom, I caught it in like almost like a full squat just to make sure I secured it. And I looked up and I realized I caught it and I can run with it now. So that's when just everything else, the nervousness, the naturalness just kicked in. And I made a move on Big Tolbert. He fell down, and the rest was history, man. I had a big convoy ahead of me for the touchdown. And speaking of that, my guy, so the punter.
Love it. That's
so real fast. So the guy that punted the ball to me, right? My daughters just had nationals for dance in Orlando. So we're at the resort. I'm by the pool, enjoying me a little Mai Tai, hanging out, and I get a tap on my shoulder. It was like, hey man, you're one of the most dangerous punt returns. The guy I was always scared to kick to. So I look. And just so happened, the guy that my first punt return I'm talking about now, he was just at the resort a few weeks ago, and we were kicking it for the weekend, man. He's kind of sharing that story, man. So it's cool how things just come back to full circle. So yeah, it was pretty cool, man. That's amazing. That was my my good welcome to the NFL. Play. Yeah.
Stay crisp and squat low.
yeah, and just catch the ball. I don't care.
Catch the ball and run.
Like, just catch it. Yeah, if you have time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's what a small world, huh? That's
yeah. It was pretty cool, man. We talked about that punt like for like 2 days because my brother came down and visited at the hotel because I'm from Florida, so I'm back in Orlando. And I told him the story, so now we're all talking. So it was just a cool moment.
I'll say it right now. You and Deshaun Jackson, the most scariest punt returners in the game right now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he got some speed, boy. That's speed. I got speed myself, but he got like a deer type of speed. He just gone. Yeah. Yeah.
I want to ask you about your Titans career. Now you moved on from to Kansas City to Tennessee in the same division. So what was it like? Obviously, it was tough. Obviously, NFL is a business. Sometimes you got to move to get opportunity. So for you, what was it like going to Tennessee? And you had great teammates there too. You had Andy Levitre, who I had on the show, great guy.
Yeah.
Avery Williamson, Michael Griffin, you played with Jason McCourty.
Yeah, the Griff, all of them. Yeah.
So Delaney Walker, Zach Beckenberger, Justin Hunter, Nate Washington. Take us to the Tennessee experience.
Yeah, honestly, so leaving Kansas City, like you said, it's a business, so it was a better opportunity for me here in free agency, especially for my family. So I got here, and it was another total culture shock, because here I am in Kansas City, to where, like, the fans are hardcore. They're in it to win it with you, right? And the organization it's like a big family, so everybody had a job to do, and it just worked in Kansas City. So when I got to Tennessee, the organization wasn't as near as close to what it is now than what it was when I came. It was a lot of moving parts, a lot of things. We had the pieces to the puzzle, but it just wasn't matching up. So I think like maybe week 6, I was like calling my agent, like, listen, this is not the right fit for me. I thought, but I have to get out of here. And he was like, well, they're not gonna let you go because your contract, all that, right? So it was rough for a little bit, because I'm used to everybody just being able to do their job, show your character, just trust. It was just a big family in Kansas City, and coming to something that had so many moving pieces, it was different. But stuck it out, and having the teammates that you said around me, we had a lot of natural leaders in the locker room, especially with McCourty, with Griff, with Avery. We had a lot of guys that was Delaney that's already established, that knows how to win, knows how to prepare to win. So gravitating towards those guys, and things started to turn to make a shift. And I still ended up having a pretty darn good career here with the Titans. It got cut a year short, but hey, that's life,
Now you led the way, and now they have King Henry. So
yeah, my guy. Yeah, so we knew each other before the Titans, so it was a cool thing. When they drafted him, we got time. So I think I got let go. Was it that year? Maybe I believe so, that year. But coming in, we knew each other, so it was like, he kind of gravitated towards me, and I'm the guy, same energy. Like, I don't take everything as, they got a running back, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Nah, we're still going to compete, but at the end of the day, I'm a veteran in the room. Hey, this is how we're going to do things. We're going to work hard. We're going to make it fun. We're going to joke. We're going to laugh. But that's who I was as a player. So it was a smooth transition, I think, for him. And right now, you see the rest of the history for him, man. Like, it's going great for my guy, man.
That brothership is so important. It's your family, really. Tell us about some of the experiences, because you go from having to manage school to then being in the pros, and then this high performance training. Tell us about the training, but then the brotherhood and the camaraderie of how did you guys spend time together, and then keep it all in check and in balance.
Right. So with the training, of course, from college to the NFL, it's gonna be stepped up a couple of notches from that scenario, that point of view. But like in the off seasons, you got the quarterbacks, you got the receivers, like you said, a brotherhood. So we all keep in touch. So we all get together. Hey, we're gonna be in Tampa this weekend. Let's go throw some routes. Spend some time together. But during the season, you're working hard all training camp with them, all off season training, OTAs, all of that. So like, y'all are tight. Y'all seeing each other every day. You see each other more than you see your wife and kids during the season, right? So you already automatically have that. So you find ways to get creative to spend time with each other outside of the locker room. So maybe on Thursdays, we'll get together and have a running back dinner, or Thursday I'm at your house this week, we'll shoot pool. So we always made time outside of the locker room to do things, and I think that's what made the brotherhood even stronger on the field, because you're in the trenches with them every day. You're sweating. You're almost getting to fights all the time in the locker room together. But at the end of the day, I think, spending that extra time doing little things like that outside of it was pretty cool. And it carried on. A lot of guys, they take the different route, to where they see somebody come into a locker room, running back, receiver, whatever they drafted, and get kind of nervous, and it's pretty much an a-hole to them. But, we had a lot of guys, fortunately, on our team that we had the total opposite. It was all welcoming. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Speaking of, I'm just curious. I just want to ask this, following up your answer. I want to ask you about the during practices, training camp, and obviously it can get heated sometimes. And this happened recently in Giants practice.
Seen that.
So what do you think having? I'm not saying it's a good thing, but do you think having fights and getting tensions in the practices, do you think that can elevate the team itself?
I think. A lot of people might disagree, but I think that it's necessary sometimes. it's necessary because at the end of the day, think about it. You got a bunch of grown dudes, testosterone level on 100, out there trying to smack, working hard. It's hot, sweat, just all the emotions that gets involved, right? So, it's gonna get a little scrappy, right? But the thing, the way that I can help a team is after the fact. Okay, it happened. Boom. After it's over with, let's have a talk. Let's talk about it. And in the locker room, it's like nothing never happened, right? Yeah. If you're able to move past, okay, what happened in practice, and then now it's over with. The heat is down. We're still brothers at the end of the day. Then you get past it. But where it becomes a problem is when you have the immature guys, that takes what happened there and still want to come in there and show out and do all that stuff. That's when the distractions start. That's when you don't really need that. But if you got enough guys, like you said, around McCourty and all those guys that can, hey, it's done, it's over with. Hey, man, we cool. Dap it up, cool, and keep going. So I definitely, to answer your question, I think it's definitely it's a necessary evil, so to speak. But it can be a lot more easier when you have the maturity around of guys that's been there, done that, and knows how to win.
Interesting.
I find it's incredible. There's so many professional sports players that have such an emotional growth because they've gone off, onto play professional sports. You're on your own, and then you have to put your ego aside. You have to be individual and show your shine, but you have to work as a unit and get along, and that's huge growth.
Like you said, it's the brotherhood, and like we're thrown into it, and I think we come out, for the most part, we come out stronger if we do it the right way.
Nice.
All right, so we're live right now. I got a few. One of my friends, she tuned in. Miss Mocha Bella. Okay. She joins in every show. My friend Courtney's show. And she said, "Good afternoon." Listening to the show, and she said, "How's everyone doing here?" And great. This is great. She says this is a great conversation so far. So,
man, well, I appreciate you, and I'm gonna say thank you for all the support, because you say you tune in every time, so that's big time. Keep doing what you do.
Yeah. So before we get to the Chargers career, I want to ask you two inspiring stories. I forgot to mention, obviously you got to play with Eric Berry, who went through a lot with cancer. He's a cancer survivor. And also you played with Michael Orr, another the movie Blindside, obviously everybody knows about that. But can you explain to me what were they like as teammates on the field, off the field, and what they've been through and to overcome that and continue to work hard, just like your story?
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll start with Michael Orr first, because me and him actually played together at Ole Miss together.
Oh, yeah.
So I was actually, I had a behind the scenes of who Michael Orr was, while I was there. And, being around a guy like that that's been through so much and that stood in the fire and came out stronger. And on top of it, man, it was just an unbelievable reminder that, no matter how things start, it's not how it always finishes. You just have to, persevere push through everything and just keep hoping for the best until it happens. And just being around a guy like that, and still, he lives here in Tennessee as well. My wife, shout out to my wife real fast. You can follow her on at Brits Baking Babies.
Nice.
So yeah, she bakes cakes and stuff, and cookies and things like that. So we do a lot of she does a lot of cakes and stuff for Michael Orr's wife, and cookies and stuff for the family. So we're, like I said, again, goes into the brotherhood. But being around that type of story, and then with Eric Berry, us being drafted together in Kansas City. I remember we were all rookies, me, him, and Kendrick Lewis in Eric Berry's a little loft downtown. We're all, everybody wants to be a rapper and a singer and stuff like that. So we're actually got the microphone in the kitchen and just freestyling. So that was the kind of way of us to get together and just have fun with each other. But just seeing how hard that man works, even before the cancer scare, he just worked hard every day and didn't say a word about it. You wouldn't know that he was tired, man. Like, he just had a high motor, and he was a businessman on the field. He was out there to do a job and do it the best way that he can. That's why it's not surprising to me, how he still came out on top, and beat this cancer thing, because again, it's about the mind. Like, the type of fighter you saw every day is who he is. So I think that is what, and the support of his family and friends around that's what made the process, made him come out even stronger in the process and get through something like that. It's definitely amazing, thank God for all of that. But it goes to, his mindset. Like, I knew that he knew that he was going to do whatever he had to do to make sure that he came out and came out healthy.
Yeah, you got all three of you should do a podcast together.
That'd be dope. Hey, if y'all listening, hey Mike, shout out to Mike, man. Yes, sir. Hey, shout out to EB. If y'all listening, man, definitely let's get together and do that thing. Yeah, high energy. A lot of high energy. We got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Shout out to Michael Orr. I just started reading his book and it's so powerful. I mean, there's points where I just start crying. It's just football is inspiring. It holds the pieces, it rebuilds, and it unites. And that's what I love to hear everybody's story, because I think that the more we can hear stories, the more people can understand the beauty of football and how it facilitates, just unity.
Yeah, most definitely.
And individuality.
Most definitely. Then back to Michael Orr, he has an app out now. I can't think of the name per se right now. It's like either Helping Hands or something, to where it's an app that you the Good Deeds app.
Oh, cool.
So if y'all want to download that, if you like, it's a lot of families in need. Somebody may need a jacket. Somebody may need a book bag for school. Somebody just may not even need something, but you can just go on that app, find the family that maybe needs something, and just help them out
that's
right
awesome.
away through that app. So shout out to the Good Deeds app, what Michael Orr is doing down here. That's big time. And I told him, man, anytime he's doing something, that's something I definitely want to be a part of, because my heart, man, is bigger than me, man. So I want to be involved in something like that, especially if it's one click away just to help a family. He might need a ball cap or a pair of cleats or something, or just maybe an encouraging word or something. It provides the opportunity. Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, we're big into that too.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's good.
Yes, I promote and try and help different charities as well. And I would love to read your book. Do you have a book out? Are you working on one?
I don't have a book out, man. But I tell you what, man, it might. I'm sorry, excuse me. It might end up being a bestseller.
It would. Voice text it when you're out there and you have that extra time. Voice text it.
I might do that. I might do that. I just you never know, man.
You got the
Again,
stories.
so I like to try out new things, man. I like to push myself in different things. So people are like, why are you boxing so much? You want to be a boxer now? I'm like, listen, I don't care what it is. I'm just trying to find different ways to challenge myself, to push, to let me know that I can do it if I just, buckle down and set the mind to it and put in the work to do it.
Absolutely. And like I said, we'll definitely have to have you to a boxing event in Florida for sure.
Yeah. So I already got a name for the book already. DMC, The Other Side of Me. Bam, let me trademark that real quick, baby.
Right. Right. It's done.
Yeah.
It's done. Fill in the blanks.
Put that out there so no one takes it.
Right. I'm gonna do that.
It's yours. It's serendipitous. It's already already done.
Right.
Tell us about your Al Pacino back there.
Yeah, Al Pacino. Yeah, I've had that for a while, man. It says get every dollar. And I don't care how many times that movie comes on. Scarface, I always want to sit down and watch it, and I get the same reaction. It makes your body feel like you can do anything, you can accomplish anything. It keeps you on the edge of your seat, right? And it was just kind of a reminder to, not just all about the money, but going out and giving 100% in everything that you do. It'll come in general. So if you're having fun doing what you're doing, don't chase, a look. Don't chase, you want this car, you want this money. Don't chase that, because it's going to all come in how you prepare yourself, how you set your mindset, the work that you put in. So that's just a constant reminder. And excuse my language, he's a badass. So when you turn around and see something like that, you got to go get it.
Hey,
I love it. I need to get one.
You can curse on
it. Oh,
yeah. You don't care.
Yeah, okay, I got you. Yeah, I know, my mom might be listening, or, the wife, the kids, or something like that, Nah, it's all good.
Yeah, but now I want to ask you about your Chargers career, because this roster is, I think the Chargers have back in the day and now they had one of the best talented rosters I've seen.
Yeah.
So when you were there, you played with Keenan Allen, Phillip Rivers, Melvin Gordon, Orlando Franklin, DJ Fluker, Joey Bosa. You go on.
Shout out Fluke. He right here in Tennessee as well too.
Yeah. So what was that like? Oh, Hunter Henry, Terrell Williams. You go down to Travis Benjamin. What was that like playing with a Hall of Fame quarterback in Phillip Rivers?
Man, Phillip's a cool guy. He's interesting. So you don't know a lot about him if you haven't played with him. So like he gets to know, he's a crybaby, he's a whiner, But this dude's passion for the game is undeniable, man. Like he knows the game like the back of his hand. So it made my job easier, because I'm out there on the field with him, right? And I know that I gotta block this guy, this big guy in the A gap. And Phil, he'll look at me and say, hey, you know what? He has you, man. Just run the route, free release, take him out, take the pressure off. So he was actually like, telling me to do certain things on the play to make it less stressful for myself. And which in turn, he knew that if I go now, the guy's not in the right position to even, be a threat to me. So he can dump it off to me, get some quick yards. So just seeing how he prepares, like he's definitely like, he's a good shit talker. I love it. Like he'll talk all game and he'll mean everything that you say. He'll say he's going to do it and go out there and do it. He's not afraid to take chances, man, because he wants to win. So that was cool. And just being around Gates, oh my goodness, man, this guy, yeah, man, it was unbelievable. Just seeing how he prepares, just seeing how he's able to manipulate defenders to think one thing and it's a total different thing. Just he was a pro's pro, man, and he deserved everything that's that came to him and that's still coming to him, because he was a guy that really he deserved the hype. Yeah. He deserved the hype, man. So it was definitely fun, and I enjoyed California, man. My wife and kids came down. It's a package deal wherever I go, they come wherever I go. Yeah. I need them and they need me, right? So they went down there. So they did a lot of things. It was a great experience, man. So it was definitely fun overall being around those guys.
And also, was it a package deal with Brandon Flowers?
So I played with B Flowers in Kansas City, actually. Yeah. But what was the question again? You said something. I'm sorry.
Oh, was it a package deal with Brandon Flowers also?
Oh no, but I'm pretty sure that he put in a good word for me. A good word for me. So yeah, it was all good. But I'm glad I got a chance to still be around some familiar faces even later on in my career.
Dexter, your energy is contagious, and I can only imagine when you guys all get together and reconvene now, it must be so encouraging. What was the process like? I know you're still very much into football and coaching and working, but what was it like when you retired professionally to take those next steps back into the world? Did they have a process? I saw that the NFL legends, did they get you guys all together? Did you do it on your own? What was that like?
It was rough. I think we talked about this before we even got on the Zoom call about, you're used to doing one thing your whole life, really, that's structured from 7 years old all the way to in your 30s. All you know is football, family, football. That's it, right? So the transition it's not as easy as people would think, because I see when some players get out and maybe not do right with the money or maybe get into some trouble. They're like, the naysayers and the people outside of what's going on always, if I had that much money, I wouldn't be doing this and that, or what they wouldn't be doing or how they would do things. But you really don't know what to do. So I can admit it now. I went through some depression, right? I was, just didn't know what to do. So I would just sit at home and just lay in my mess. Like, and what do I do? Started to feel down. Like, okay, am I not good enough? Like, I just didn't know what to do, and my wife helped me out in that aspect. It's like, listen, man, you just got to keep doing what you're doing. Like, don't forget who you are. And, once I started working out, just to make myself feel good, that was the first step. And then I just started tagging McCluster Fit, underneath my workout post. And then I got people asking me, hey, do you train? How much do you charge? I'm like, you know what? It's something that I love to do naturally. I'm naturally at doing it. The energy's there. I'm going to give them everything I have, and I know they're going to get better. They're going to believe it. So why not? So I tapped into that. And I mean, a year and a half later, man, the rest is history, man. McCluster Fit is a real thing now here in Tennessee. And my thing is, I just don't want it to stop here in Tennessee. I don't want it to stop there in Florida. I want everybody to know when this guy's around, it's going to be the real deal Holyfield.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, we're in. We both train a couple times a day, and we want a fit session.
Let me know. Hey,
me and Kia are gym rats.
That'll work. Hey, and think about it. If we're away, we can do what we're doing right now, right on Zoom.
Nice.
Right on Zoom. Yeah.
We can do a Zoom workout one day. How about that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, most definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
or even better, Instagram Live.
There it is. There we go.
So other people can join it.
Mark it down. That'll work. Yes, sir.
And bring the daughters. My daughter just said, like, how many push-ups do you? I said, how many push-ups do you think you can do? And I was just like, maybe she'll have me do 5. And she's like, 45. I'm like,
how many did you get? Did you try it?
I did 45.
Oh,
and I made her do them with me.
Okay.
But I wasn't ready for 45 mentally, but I thought, you know what? My daughter's watching. So I'm doing it. If she had said 100, I'd do 100 falling on my face, but
right. But you'll find a way to do it. And that's it, man. That's life. Just figure it out. Find a way. If you can't do it, it's okay. Just keep working harder until you do it.
Yeah.
So this is a 2-part question, and I want to explain to us, what was the CFL experience like, playing in a different league and in Canada, playing for Toronto and Massachusetts Pirates too. So what was the experience like playing in the CFL? And the next part to this, what's it like now after your career, just sharing your story to these kids that you coach and even your daughters and even the people you train outside of football? So what's it been like for you?
Right.
Obviously, explain. Tell us about the CFL league first, and then your
right there. Okay, yeah. So the CFL, man, it was an opportunity that presented itself. Again, it was right after I got out of my little slump, as far as like, not knowing what I'm gonna do. Am I gonna retire? Like, what's going on? Like, nobody's picking me. Am I not good enough? Then I started coaching at a high school here in Tennessee, as a high school called Ravenwood. So I started to get that fire back, and ended up getting some interest in the CFL with the Toronto Argonauts. Went down there, did a workout. They loved it. They kept me down there, and it was different, man. But I was like, wow, I'm in Canada. This is where the game has brought me, man. I'm in Canada, experiencing a new situation, a new journey, a new opportunity. So my wife and kids had a chance to come down. They came down for a few months with me, and just was able to enjoy, just what this game has been able to provide for me and my family. So it was different. The field's wider, the goalpost is right in the front, but it was just fun learning something new and just being around a new culture. It kind of helped propel me into that off the field or that after football deal, because I became a mentor when I guess I wasn't trying to be, but in the way I approach everything, like people really, looked up to the way I work, looked up to the way I just carry myself. And I always got the energy. So anytime they know a party going on, I'm there, right? So so that kind of, so I had a good time in the CFL there, did 1 year. They fired the coaching staff after that. And, here I am today with the McCluster Fit deal. So what I try to instill in my athletes is, yes, it's you have a goal in mind. You want to play football, but first you got to get to high school. You got to get to college. Then if you're lucky enough, get to the NFL. But don't rush the process. You gotta prepare mentally every day. Every day has to be your all. Everything that you do when you step on this field has to be 100% hard as you can go. The way you walk, the way you talk, the way you focus, all of that has to be A1 as soon as you touch that field. But I instill more so of, hey man, you gotta fight for it every single day. You can't afford one day of rest. You can't afford 1 day of just slacking up, because there's somebody out there working just as hard as you right now. And you have to believe that, you have to know that. So if I say you have to finish 10 yards past that cone, that finish has to be 10 yards past that cone, not right before the cone, not right when you hit it. Because if my back is turned to you and I turn around and see you 10 yards past the cone, I have no doubt that you didn't finish, because I see that you finished. You put in the extra work. So if they get used to putting in that extra work, I have to finish. I know it's tough. It didn't work out, but get up and finish. That's life, man. You get knocked down, but you got to get up and finish. So that's what I instill in those guys. And then me being able to still physically go out there and run the hills with them, move with them, jump. They're like, wow, you can still do that. A lot of them, they were too young to even know anything about my NFL career, but they're able to see on YouTube, watching, like, wow, this is you. Yeah, it is. And now you see why I go so hard out here with you guys, because it's nothing new. I've been doing this. Right?
I mean, Dexter, is there a comeback for you in the NFL?
I would say absolutely not. If you would have caught me maybe a year ago, it could have been. But I think now, man, I'm living in my true purpose. Now I'm having the most fun I've ever had in a long time. Just being present, being home with my kids, being able to dictate my own schedule, but still being able to enjoy everything that I've always enjoyed my whole life. And that's just motivating, being around the game and just seeing that sparkle in somebody else's eye, trying to get to where I've already been. And I can actually help them do that. So it's cool.
And you will always bring the smoke just by being you, because you're just
all the time.
You're just this huge energy.
People
have
be like,
everyone's
like
attention.
4 a.m. and they're like, bro, like, are you drink coffee? Nah, it's just natural. I get up 3, 4 in the morning. It's time to go. Like, what's up? Like, I'm tired of sleeping now. Can I wake up yet? Right, like that. I'm ready to go. Yeah, all the time. So I think that my energy rubs off on them and gives them the energy they need to, get through that day or whatever they're going through.
Absolutely. And everything that you said is awesome advice for the youth. What are some of the things that you share with them about the importance of school and studying?
Yes, all the time. I was like, listen, all we're doing out here will be for nothing if you don't handle your business off the field. You have to be a professional. You have to be a professional in everything you do. Practice now, right? So if I tell you right now to run as fast as you can to that cone, I guarantee you will do it with no hesitation. Right. It has to be the same way when you're in that classroom. Hey, this is due on this day. So I got to have the same hustle in the classroom in order to, move forward and be successful in that aspect of it. So I definitely preach that every time they come to say, high school. Oh yeah, they told me this. So like, I real deal will punish them. When I say punish them, up, downs, or doing something, but I make sure that I let them know that that's always first, no matter what. Football is secondary, but being able to, further your mind every single day, further your education every single day, and let that help you out on the field, man. It goes hand in hand. So that's most important, no matter who you are.
Absolutely, it's their ticket to staying in.
Yep. And I gotta interject real fast. I'm sorry. If my phone dies, I so apologize. I didn't charge it. Enough,
me too. Me too.
But we're good though. It died, I just want to apologize. But yeah, we're good.
Yeah. So we usually do this fun little segment on the show. It's called the rapid fire segment. But what percentage are you on right now?
Let me double check real fast. I got a good 3 in me.
3. Oh,
good 3%. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then we'll just end it here. But first of all, this wraps up episode. Oh wait, before we wrap it up, the last 2 things here.
Go down swinging. Do the rapid fire.
Yeah. No, let's do it. Why not? I'm ready. Let's go. Come on, spit it at me.
All right.
Go ahead, Nathan.
All right. Kawhi Leonard's laugh or Kawhi Leonard's laugh or Kevin Hart's laugh?
Kawhi Leonard.
Favorite place to vacation?
Favorite place to vacation? Turks and Caicos.
All right. Favorite memorable game?
Favorite memorable game? Monday Night Football against the San Diego Chargers. My first NFL touch was an NFL touchdown, and I broke a franchise record. Wow. Dante Hall had it. I broke it, and then now the Cheetah, Tyreek Hill broke mine by I think 1 yard or 2 yards. But yeah, so that was it. Yeah.
Yep. All smoking fast.
Here, go.
Say it one more time.
All smoking fast.
Oh yeah.
All super fast.
Almost definitely.
Favorite movie.
Favorite movie. Oh man, Temptations. Singing.
Nice.
Up. Yeah.
Yeah. Thoughts on Edgerrin James getting into the Hall of Fame?
I love it because I'm a Florida boy myself, right? And you got to always be you in everything that you do, because the moment you stop being you, that's when you won't reach the full potential of your own success, right? So always being you, and just to see that's powerful, and that's something that a lot of kids can look at, that comes from his area, or guys that aspire to be like that, but just are not are afraid to actually be themselves. Be yourself, and you'll be more accepted then.
I love that. That's my motto: is represent, be you.
Oh yeah.
Favorite favorite hype music.
You know what? Don't laugh at me. I like to hear slow music.
Okay.
Before a workout, or even before a game. I listen to Jamie Foxx all the time. I tried to get Jamie Foxx to sing at my wedding. It was a while ago, right? And the price was a little too steep. And I get it. He got a lot of Grammys and he's doing his thing. But that's somebody I really look up to, because he's very multi-talented, and he just doesn't stop at one thing. He can do it all around the board, and that's who I used to model myself around all the time, knowing that hey, I can do anything that I put my mind to.
Well, I hope he sings for you soon. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. I gotta give me a little discount or something.
Yeah.
I'm retired now. I don't have the NFL checks coming in like I used to, man. Come on, man. Let's go, man. Come on.
All right, real quick before your phone dies, I just want to get this in here. We're part of this foundation. It's called the Hugh Jackson Foundation. Obviously, former NFL coach. He's now the offensive coordinator at Tennessee State with Eddie. Okay. And we're trying to help him prevent human trafficking. So I'll send it to you and your wife so you can go check it out.
Yeah, please do, man. Yeah, please do. Anything that you want to ever send to me, let me know, man. I'll put it out there, man. I'll represent it the right way for you.
And the last thing, would you like to say anything to all the nurses, doctors, and essential workers right now?
Yes, man. To all the nurses and everybody that's helping fight what's going on in the world right now, man. Stay strong, stay safe, stay prayed up, have the faith, man. But we're all in this thing together. So we commend you and thank you for everything that you do, because it takes a special person to do that. So I commend you guys. Yeah,
well said. And what a show. This wraps up episode 872.
And my phone made it, baby.
Yeah.
Former NFL running back, Dexter McCluster. Go follow him on all social media formats. He does a great job now coaching kids. He's a trainer, big into fitness. And man, what a great show. This has been an honor. And thank you again. And we'll do an Instagram live workout one day. And we would like to have you back on the show so you can meet.
Do it.
Yeah,
most definitely. So I got a lot of work to do after this one. I got my book to write. I got a lot to do. So I appreciate the extra motivation.
No problem.
Appreciate you, Dexter. Thank you so much.
Most definitely. All right, y'all have a good one. Thank you.
Bless.
All right.